Hey everyone, so in this video I want to talk about something that I learned about the Bible. This YouTube channel was made for me to share and talk about my Christian faith, but despite that, I know that there are still so many things about the Bible and about my faith that I do not know about. My faith is important to me, so learning new things is always exciting to me. Last Sunday during church, we went through a passage from 2 Kings 18 verse 1 through 12. The passage talks about Hezekiah, who was in power as the king of Judah. Hezekiah was a good person in the eyes of God. He got rid of false idols that his people worshipped. But one thing that took me by surprise is that the Bible mentioned that one of the idols that was worshipped was called Nehustan, or at least that's how I think it's pronounced. Nehustan happens to be the bronze serpent that Moses made in the past. Essentially, there was a point in time when the Israelites were in the desert, they got attacked by snakes after talking against God. During the time the Israelites spent in the desert, they often rebelled or talked against God. They often behaved in ways that dishonored and disrespected God and the people that God placed to lead the Israelites. The snake bites were lethal, and the Israelites decided to turn back to God. Moses was then instructed by God to build a pole with a serpent on it. Anyone who gets bitten by the snakes can be healed of their wounds by simply looking at the structure Moses built. This story is particularly interesting because this serves as symbolism. This story in the Bible took place ages before Jesus Christ was born. But this event was foreshadowing the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross. The snake on the pole represents humanity's sins that Christ has taken up with him on the cross. If you want to read this story in the Bible, it's in Numbers 21. I'm not going to read it because I don't want this video to be too long. But I'll be honest, I was not aware that the people of Israel continued to worship this bronze snake as an idol in the future. Apparently they did, and King Hezekiah later destroyed that snake. I think that the reason hearing this at church blew me away was that in my mind, the serpent on the pole that I know about has always represented something inherently good. Although the origin story of that serpent is bleak, with all the lethal snake bites and stuff, it provides salvation for the people who were bitten by the snakes. Furthermore, it represents Jesus Christ's sacrifice, which provides humanity with salvation from the grip of sin and eternal damnation. This inherently good thing that God provided to the people in the desert in order to prevent them from dying became the thing that Hezekiah needed to destroy. It became the thing that drove people away from God. And I think that this is something that's worth reflecting on. In today's world, idolatry takes in a very different form from the traditional meaning of it. We idolize something by letting it take over our lives to the point where it becomes unhealthy. Usually, these things are the things that are inherently good to us. We can turn God's blessings into idols. Classic example, money is a good thing. We need money to live on this earth, and I personally see money as God's blessings. But we can turn that blessing into an idol by letting money take over our lives. When our sole existence revolves around making or spending money to the point where we sacrifice our and other people's happiness, it becomes an idol. Idols are things that separate us from God and diverge us from what God wants us to do. I feel like in recent times, I too have struggled with having idols. I don't want to talk about my experience yet because at the moment I kind of want to keep it personal, but maybe one day I can share it here. I just want to make this video to talk about my most recent revelations on my Christian faith. I hope someone out there has learned something or taken in something valuable from this video. But with that said, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and may God's peace be with you. Goodbye.